When and where did the Anglo-Saxons surrender in 1066? You might imagine that it would be the site of the Battle of Hastings on 14 October, after their king, Harold II, had been killed at the hands of the victorious army of Duke William of Normandy. You would be wrong. In fact, you can make a good case for saying it's here at Berkhamsted where I've come to tell you a story. Now, even though it was a crushing defeat, William's conquest was not a done deal after Hastings. He didn't enter London for another 2 months. After taking a break at Hastings, his army captured Dover, and then following a pause to recover from an unfortunate outbreak of dysentery, they took Canterbury. Now, when a detachment of William's cavalry found London Bridge heavily defended, the Duke opted against a full-blown assault on the capital. He instead embarked on a destructive march through nearby Surrey and Hampshire. Burning and pillaging towns as they went, his troops even went so far as to try to capture the royal treasure at Winchester. By mid-November, William's troops had crossed the Thames and were based at Wallingford. While all that was going on, within England's ranks, a new king was suggested, the young Edgar Atheling, a grandson of King Edmund Ironside, who ruled England very briefly 50 years ago and was one of the Anglo-Saxon line. Edgar was proclaimed the monarch, but without the leadership of Harold Godwinson's powerful family, the English resistance began rapidly to crumble. Prominent nobles and powerful clergymen deserted Edgar, fleeing the capital. So come mid-December, the remaining English leaders submitted to William. Where did they do that? Right here, Berkhamsted. They all swore allegiance to him and offered him the crown. So on Christmas Day, 1066, William was finally crowned King of England in Westminster Abbey, though admittedly there was quite a fracas on the day. After that, William granted the manor of Berkhamsted to his brother Robert of Mortain, and it was he who built the first castle here, of timber initially, but the stone remains that you can see behind me were of a later date, and you get a great view of the whole castle from the moats which I have just climbed up. It was to take another 5 years of brutal campaigning, especially in the north, before William was able to establish control throughout his kingdom. In fact, some historians would argue that the Norman conquest across all of England wasn't truly completed until the reign of William's son, William Rufus. So was this place here where the sun finally set on Anglo-Saxon England? Well, that's up to you to decide, but I think there's a reasonable case to say it is. You can read more about all of this, about Edgar Atheling, about the Norman conquest, and about the subjugation of northern England, the harrying of the north, on historyextra.com. Do check it out, and like and subscribe to the History Extra channel for more like this.